some rain earlier that moved through. I picked up this load yesterday evening in South Haven, Mississippi. It is going to Albany, Oregon. Delivery is scheduled for the afternoon of September 5th. Not sure if I'm going to make it because the load up took so long yesterday. The appointment was for 2 p.m. I didn't get out of there until 10 o'clock, so I only made it to West Memphis, Arkansas yesterday, and that was it. Load does pay pretty well. So I will be making some decent money on this load here. My strategy is to head to California from there and then get a load going east. Unless something in Oregon good is going east, I may go east from there. Depends. So the route I'm taking is going to take me up to Springfield, Missouri, and then on up toward KC. And on up toward Omaha, then I'm going to cut west I-80 from Lincoln, Nebraska. And then I'm going to take U.S. Highway 20 from Idaho. Caldwell, Idaho, pick up U.S. 20 and take that west to Oregon. That will take me straight over to where I want to go. So for the weather update, there is a lot of talk of activity in the tropical Atlantic, but looking at the satellite a little while ago, there really isn't anything right now going on, despite all the talk of it. We do have a system in the Central Caribbean, south of Jamaica, which they tagged with a name, but looking at the satellite, I would say it barely even is a depression at this point. It is heading toward Honduras. It will be coming on shore there probably within a couple days. is moving pretty quick. Bring some heavy rains, maybe some wind. They're saying it's going to make landfall as a hurricane. I question that very highly. There's not much to the system right now. It would have to develop pretty explosively to become a hurricane before making landfall. Of course, solar wind is a bit elevated still. It's up in the low 500s when I last checked. So, but it's not spiking. It's already elevated. This is the town of Bowden, Arkansas. They're talking about the other system developing off the Carolinas. That is really, there's a weak area of low pressure moving through the middle Atlantic states right now and moving off the coast, bringing some showers. And there is some convection south of the low along the cold front associated with it. And they're saying that that's a tropical system, but that's another thing I question. There's other areas of other tropical waves out in the Atlantic, but none of them are showing any signs of development right now. And my theory is the waters just aren't quite warm enough. Because years past, we've had many cases where hurricanes have developed off of Africa, moved across the Atlantic into the Caribbean. These systems this year are simply just not developing until they get almost onshore. And my theory on that is, I know Laura, I got a shot in the arm from the solar wind suddenly increasing. But I also believe most of the warmer water this year is confined to shallower areas close to the coastline. Out over the open waters, I don't think the water is quite warm enough this year to sustain development of these storms. Eastern Pacific, similar story. There's several tropical waves. None of them are really developing into anything. Moving westward out over the waters. Over the Western Pacific, we have that looks like a Cat 1 typhoon that kind of staying steady at Cat. Looks like Cat 1. It does have an eye, a small eye to it. Yeah. It has been moving very slowly northwest, and then now it's turned to the north. Past yesterday, just southwest of Okinawa, Japan. I'm pretty sure it gave Okinawa a good lashing wind and rain over these past few days, and it's now moving northward into the East China Sea. It's kind of staying steady at its intensity around a Cat 1 typhoon, it looks like. And my projection is it's going to likely be pulled northeastward. There is a developing low, again, over northeast China that's extending a cold front down over North Korea and into Beijing area of China. So this cold front is going to pick up this typhoon and siphon it northward toward perhaps the south coast of Korea, may make it into the southern Sea of Japan. And will probably start to weaken as it encounters that front. I was thinking yesterday it could actually go into China. There was a high pressure sitting over the Sea of Japan, but now that high has been pushed eastward by that front. So it looks like the front's going to pick this system up. However, southern Japan, southern island, will likely get some wind and rain out of this system, even if it doesn't directly hit them, as well as the south coast of Korea. As far as the monsoons in India, day by day the coverage is becoming more and more reduced as the moisture transfers closer to the equator and south of India. But still, those persistent pockets of moisture in northeastern and northwestern India is still bringing some heavy rain. But they're pockets, they're not widespread areas. So at the moment, we do have what appears to be one typhoon globally right now. And that's pretty much it for tropical weather systems. Again, we have that one in the Caribbean that they've named. From my analysis, it's at best probably a depression. Today is September 1st. We are entering the very peak of the tropical weather season. Town of Rapid population 470. So for the weather in the temperate latitudes in the U.S., we have an intense area of low pressure over southern Alaska that's bringing a lot of precipitation to that state right now, and into the Alaska Panhandle. It is pretty intense low. A piece of energy broke off from that low a few days ago and brought some heavy rains to British Columbia, and then went on to bring some snow to the higher elevations in Montana and Wyoming, even into Colorado. This low dives southeastward, and it's moving through eastern Colorado now. It has brought some precipitation. It may even bring some showers as far south as Arizona. As it moves eastward, bring some moisture to the southern plains. We have another low up over in Canada, up in northeastern Manitoba, and this is very strong cold front associated with it. Brought lots of heavy rain to western Ontario, down through Wisconsin. Front made it into Michigan, brought some thunderstorms there, and on southward through Illinois, Indiana. And I even noticed the change down in Mississippi yesterday, where the humidity in the afternoon dropped considerably with the passage of this front, and they did kick off some storms as well, even down that far south. So this low over Alaska is going to influence the weather in North America for the coming week. As it moves east, it's going to begin sending cold shots of air south into the U.S., reinforcing shots. Europe, we also have non-sea cool weather occurring. We have a very sharp trough in the western Atlantic. The southern end of it is over northern Spain now, bringing some showers. Very cool weather to that area, and even some snow in the Pyrenees. We have a low pressure rounding the base of this trough that's going to be moving through southern Spain in the next couple of days. Going to bring some really cool weather to that region. And there was another low that moved through Germany into Romania and brought some really heavy rains to Italy and some more snow in higher elevations as well. So fall is getting off to an early start in Europe. And rains in this system even made it all the way down to Morocco. Then we have a low over central Russia, which is bringing very cool weather to that region and some snow as well. In Japan, the weather right now is very good and high pressure is prevailing over that country. With the exception of Okinawa, which is getting affected by that typhoon. In the southern hemisphere, Western Australia is getting impacted by another chilly air mass that has brought a front northward from Antarctica. The rest of the country, though, looks mild at the moment. New Zealand getting affected by a low pressure to their southeast, which is continuing to siphon chilly air northward to them, and some snow showers have been continuing on the South Island and rain lower elevations. As far as here in Arkansas, I have seen no evidence of any damage by Laura through here. There has been evidence, seen a lot of fields covered in water, so they did get a lot of rain here, but no evidence that the winds really had much of an impact here. I have not noticed any limbs down or any trees anywhere. Of course, this is more northeastern Arkansas. Hard to say if they got any damage down toward Little Rock or below there. But none whatsoever through here, other than, again, waterlogged fields. As far as building, it looks like this person is wanting to offer me $10,000 and be done with it. And I will no longer have involvement. I'll just take the $10,000 and be done with it if that is the case. But he has not been able to go look at the building yet because my manager is away on vacation camping, and so he couldn't be there to show him the building. Maybe next week he'll be able to when he comes back. So we'll have to see what happens with that. So Duarte and 25 more miles to Mammoth Spring. I think the Missouri line is just past there.